the end of the data because we got all the way up to today's date, and that was the results in the end. I realized looking back as well, obviously learning of things going into the next pair, which we're going to choose. We'll just randomly choose one. Boom. Let's go. All right, we went with GU. Not massively a big fan of that, but oh well. We've got to do it. It's got to be done. Let's get this data put in here so we know where we're looking. GU. We're going to go all the way back to April the 10th and then go again with the same data. So what we've changed this time is I'm going to note down when 1R gets hit. This is going to be 1 to 2R, and I'm only going to put if it hits 1 to 2R, which is going to be the full return. So I know at 1 to 2R how much I'm going to be up over here, because this is probably still going to be what I'm going to go with. This is sort of all skeptical data, all this. I want to know how many times it hits 1R. I want to know what happens if I take 50% off at 2R and leave runners. And I also want to know what happens in the end. Does it hit the external range? And how much does it hit if it does hit the external range? So what I'm going to do is from here, I'm going to note, yes, it does hit internal to external range. Complete. And yeah, that's how I'm going to do it. What I might do is again, oh, not that. Cancel that. Let's make another. So insert column to the left. Let's move this. I'm thinking this one might have to be moved. No, that can stay there. That's fine. Right. So what I'm going to do is internal. So what I want to do is I want to also take a note of, and again, it all comes from backtesting this stuff. You don't just, I wouldn't have been able to make this data sheet up without doing the work, because I wouldn't know what to put, if that makes sense. And now that I'm doing it, after one pair, look how much more in-depth it looks, okay? So obviously you don't really need to see the Discord link. Well, it's not Discord link, it's a YouTube link at this point. So again, things changed. So what I'm doing there is, obviously you got your YouTube link there. So what I want to do is, does the internal to external range get hit? So I want to put, does it get complete? I'm going to put fouled. What I mean by fouled is obviously how many trades did we get in the run before it fouled, or did we just lose straight away because it was just invalid from the very get-go and there wasn't actually a trade? Does that make sense? So that's how I'm going to look at things going forward. And I think this should be a lot nicer now, to be honest. I think it's going to be really key going forward, this. I do. Right, so there we go. We got all these to fill in, to gain data, obviously. We got our 12R over here just on this, and then obviously we hit a massive 21R. 21% is fucking ridiculous, to be honest. Obviously now it's going to all come back a little bit different, because I'm going to say how much at 50%, how much at, you know what I mean, how much I would have made at 50% and stuff like that. So what I need to do is, actually, I need to see how much. So obviously at one, we're going to say that the account's 1K. I need to make a note of this. I need to make a proper note of this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to clear this row. I'm going to make that. Let's get this in here. And what I'm going to do is, in the notes, make all these black, because that's just a bit frustrating looking at that. Right, so in the notes, I'm going to make a note straight away, a nice comment. And what I'm going to say is, no, actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually pull this out a bit bigger. As I said, I'm not too fussed about seeing that or that at this point in time. So what I can do is make that a little bit bigger, and I can make this a little bit wider, just because. Okay, let's put this at the top. That. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in my notes 1% risk is, close that, 1% risk is equal to 1,000. So we're going to pretend this is a 100k account. Again, let's put that in the middle. Let's put this in the middle as well because it should look nicer. Right, so 1% risk is equal to 1,000. Let's move that actually. 100k account example. That's annoying me. That's really annoying me. What the fuck? Okay, I can't. What the fuck? Oh, that's really frustrating. I have to do this elsewhere and then bring it onto this because for some reason it just won't let me. Won't let me type out as one for some reason. Like, it won't let me make a space like that. 100k example, account example. 1% is 1k. 2 RR equal to 2,000 rent return. 50% off at 2R equal 1,000. So we're going to go break even. Oh, for fuck's sakes, man. And then what we're going to do is that will leave every 1%. So every 1% or every 1R is then 500 risk. Okay, so obviously up until this point, so basically running that down, we got 100k example. We risk 1% of 100k, which is 1,000 to start. We get 2R, you'd be closing at £2,000 if you closed. If we don't close and we close 50% off, we close £1,000, $1,000, and we leave the rest to run until break even or TP. An example would be, which is what I'm going to give now. Oh my God, I've got to stop pressing the wrong buttons. Example. Right, let's get this off. Right, let's go to GU. I have to pull up a different GU chart because I ain't deleting all my stuff. Let's go Pepperstone. Should be clear. Remove 8 drawings. Right, we're on Pepperstone GU. Let's pull back price to the level. What was it? April 10th. There we go. Right. So again, let's go from April 10th. We can start to push price forward. We leave a fair value gap here to the upside. Again, let's just start cracking on with it. Any fair value gap. Make it visible below. Let me save it like that because it's starting to piss me off. I have to keep doing it. Save as daily. Now it'll do it for me, and I don't have to keep doing it. It speeds things up. Let's go on the 1 hour. And now we are just literally looking for Asia and then London to push into that level. Doesn't do it. We have created, let me go back again. I've got to stop flicking through so fast, as I've said before. Check the daily because we could have created another fair value gap, which is what we did do. That one up because it's just as important as this one, if not more important, because we want to just take price off of the daily fair value gaps. Level does that hit low? 634. Right, okay, and then we're on to that. Again, this one's not really valid at this point because no point expecting price to do something it won't. Want to see if it comes down. London prints, and there's nothing for us. GU is absolutely legging it off. And again, we've flicked through too far. Again, I've really got to stop doing that. We're just printing higher prices at this point with 0 pullbacks, which is cool. Is what it is. There's literally nothing you can do about that. Let's get this low at 1640. 1640. This realistically, when we're bullish, the only one that matters is the top of it. Let's get that. Again, it's the only one that matters is that. And we're just looking for price to come into one of these daily levels. Again, it's not even going to bother. It looks like it does want to start coming down, which is quite nice. It's doing it in the New York PM. We're now going into that last one. And potentially, we've now got how many fair value gaps to fill? This is where we could start to use the discount and premium of levels. Because realistically, 2117. Realistically, the fact, will it bounce off the very first one and go? It's very unlikely. What we can do now is start to pull these out to here in this time frame. Just make them all visible only on that time frame. I know that's a bit stupid because it's not, we literally just had a whole different, what is going on, man? Why is it literally, it's not letting me do what I always do? All right, then we're leaving them on. It just won't let me do what I want to do on the chart. So it's annoying. Again, the only one that really matters here is this, going into that London session over Asia. Asia, don't trade it. Coming into London now, want to see Asia swept. Doesn't. We've tagged the daily FEG. We've taken both sides. We don't have a liquidity sweep, so I'm not taking it. So we didn't have a liquidity sweep we did in fact have a liquidity sweep. I really need to start concentrating better. Seriously, it's ridiculous at this point. Right, so we do have a liquidity sweep because we've tagged into the daily fair value gap, which is left behind. When the fuck was this left behind? Even getting myself confused at this point. Let's go to 4 o'clock. Right. Yeah, so the daily, yeah, so we come down. It's fine. Right, it's just because I can't flick onto the daily charts. It's a little bit annoying. Right, so we're just looking for the daily level to get tagged into. Asia does that, and then we see this is the move away, which we would have traded this exact candle here, boom, in Asia, but we wouldn't be up and we wouldn't be trading that. So what happens is London comes down and does the same thing here. Okay, we could put our open up on this London candle and go higher here. Now, that for me is a massively risky trade, and I would not trade that. What I would trade, however, is this next candle. Because then it's shown me that it does want to go higher. I will put my stops below here, which is inside the fair value gap. And this, for me, is a more realistic trade because that other one is just, yeah, it's just not realistic. I wouldn't take it, and there's not in no world would I enter that. Just with that Asia level below, no way. It's not enough. That ain't enough. An indecision candle. I know it's an engulfing, which I'm going to put in the notes, but for me, no. So we get over, what, 2.66R. If we come up, we got this level to take out, so we can start to look to journal that. London, what does it do? Comes back during New York. New York then does the move. Wow, that's a big move. Again, we ain't really hitting any 2R or anything at this point, so we can't really close the trade or go break even or anything. So we just sort of got wing it off now. Right, okay, so 2R gets hit. So we take 50% off at that level. So what I need to do is journal this. So Thursday, 17th of April at 3 a.m. Thursday, 17th April, 3 a.m. London, long, GU, win, 2R. I don't even know what the fuck that is. 1R, yes, obviously. 50% off at 2R. Gonna change this because I just think it's just better if we just do. I'm gonna change it to yes. Like that. I just think that's easier. So we do have the yes. What I can do is make it a little bit more exciting because that's a bit crap in grey. Put it in green. Yes, 50% off at 2R. Overall, our returns. What I can do is actually put this all in here. Like that. Oops, no. Like that. So now I know exactly what I'm looking at. Entry, what did we have? We had an engulfing and close. Yeah, we had an engulfing. It took both sides. So it's an engulfing candle. Internal to external range complete. Our gain to external range will be 2.66. Complete. Let's see what happens. Does it actually do it? Yes, it does. Right, so there you go. So you got the 2R. 2R happened. Happy days. Everyone's happy. Boom. Easy, simple. 2R. Done. Why is that invalid? No. What have I done then? That's not right. Can't do that. I have to go all the way back. All right, we're gonna have to put yes in here. Just write that down there. Yes. Okay. And then what did we do? We took that over there. Like that. That went there. Boom, boom, boom. Everyone's happy. RR gain to R2 point. What was it? For fuck's sake. 2.66. We did get to our internal. Yes, complete. It was an engulfing candle. Next trade. This needs to start going forward a bit quicker, man. This is taking too long to do. I need the data, but this is ridiculous. Right, that one. Boom, external range is complete. Fuck this off. Go again. Next. And that did bounce off the very first fair value gap as well, by the way. So that's why we don't wait for premium and discount and all that bollocks. I just take as and when it shows. It may obviously backfire later on, or things could backfire with that attitude, but I'd rather just take entries when they actually play out. If you get the daily tag and then the 1 hour structure change, there is no real reason that it should fuck you anyway. So my back's getting quite sore. Ouch. Yeah, right. So daily, let's jump to the 1 hour. Oh, we're quite close here, which is quite cool. I think this is a Monday. No, we're on a Tuesday. Yeah, so we're going into, let's see. Whoa. Big push down. London didn't get any. Oh, there we go. We got a liquidity sweep there. For me, probably say that's Tuesday low of the week. So I probably could say we could trade this candle here with the stops there, but I'm not going to because I just don't like it. I just don't think it's a great trade, if I'm being honest. That's your external range level. I'm going to note it and journal it. I may try and take an entry later on as well, depending on how this one is. I might just wait and see how the daily plays out. I mean, it is valid. We'll journal it. Let's journal it as if we're going to take it. Fuck it, why not? So, yeah. No, we're not. 5 a.m. We definitely wouldn't take it. Let's not touch it. Can't until the New York session opens. Right, okay. Okay, so we need a liquidity sweep now in the session, which would be probably London's low. And there's no trade for me here. And now, looking at this, we need to see how the daily actually ends up closing. Because what we need to do is actually confirm if that daily held, which it didn't. So now this is an invalid setup. Boom, there's no trade. Okay. Obviously, then price rallies up, does what it wants. There's still nothing for me here. Now a new fair value gap's been drawn out. Not drawn out, but it's played out. It's left me with the internal to external. This then now becomes valid to look for setups again. Okay, boom, done. 1 hour. We can just look for London to, so liquidity sweep in London. Asia level got swept. It did engulf. We haven't really, I mean, it's a liquidity sweep. We haven't even tagged in yet. So, all right, there we go. We tag into the daily level, which is where we wanted to see. Not in session. we are now. We engulf that candle, which is what you want to see. I'm not going to take with stops there, but I'd like to see what happens. Yeah, doesn't do anything. Again, big push down. Now we engulf it. Now we got an opportunity to trade at 11 a.m. Now you've seen the move play out. We've got to see how this would end, because obviously this is a bit risky because we don't know if this daily is actually going to hold up. Our external range is all the way up here. We actually don't even have a 2R there. What the fuck? I actually have to drop to 15 minute. See if I can actually get a better stop. If I can pull my stop to there, I reckon should still be safe. We don't even need to go that far. We could just literally pull it till it says 2R. Yeah, let's go with that. Yeah, so we can take this off this next candle. And we get a loss. So that would be a loss on Wednesday, the 30th of April, 11 a.m. April 30th. Wednesday, 11 a.m. New York, long, loss, -1. Doesn't hit that. Don't need that. Did that foul then? Because what I need to check there is that internal to external, did it foul? Yeah. Is it engulfing? Yeah. Foul. There's no problem with that. So that fouled. So we're on to the next day. But there is no trade now because that's invalid. So we can remove all of this. Go on to the next day. What happens? Create a move to the downside. In fact, we actually leave a fair value gap and an inversion. So that's really quite good. Daily fair value gap. Let's drop them at 1 hour. Boom. Let's pull that there. And we need price to come up to that daily and have some sort of 1 hour liquidity sweep as well. Well, let's see what happens here. I think no, we haven't. Let's make sure we don't flick past 4 o'clock. You can actually see what happens. Daily level didn't yet, so it hasn't tagged in. Obviously, you can use SMT and all that, but in backtesting, I'm not going to bother doing that. It's just too long. There's no trade. There's no trade. It's waste. Comes right up. See there, we may have had EU or potentially DXY do the work there. Oh, this is why I hate the daily on these charts, man, because it's just such an annoyance. Right, there we go. So we now know price comes into it because we literally just see it do it. It's now Tuesday as well. Price comes in, and now we'll be looking at this point for any sort of respect of the daily on the 1 hour and some sort of structure change. That's not it. That's not it. We need liquidity sweep anyway. That ain't it. There's nothing there for me. We're now 1 more hour away, and the daily's closing anyway. So have we respected it? Yes, we have. Can actually get on to the next day. Quite bullish, but we can still go into the next day. We need some sort of sweep in Asia. London, Asia takes the high. Closed below, but we didn't really respect the level. I'm not going to take it. Okay, now we can take it. Obviously, we've lost a lot of pips there by doing that, but what we can do is go there. Bit of a bigger stop. It's just a bit more of a safer trade. If the external range is the target anyways, which is over here, all these lows, We don't really need to rush. We can still get 2R out of this. More than enough, I'm assuming. Yep. So we can take this entry. Oh, fuck, no, we can't. 5 a.m. Can't take it. Have to wait until 7. See where price is at. I'm not taking nothing that breaks the rules at this point. Okay, 6. And then see what happens at 7. Yeah, we come back up. We haven't swept no liquidity at this point either. So I'm not going to actually take it. I'm going to wait for some sort of level to show me its hand. Probably do think it will go lower. It's just, yeah, wanted to see that probably happen. Now we can take the trade. Because now we've closed below the low. Not ideally, but put this in. It's going to be a massive, massive trade if this hits, though. Jesus. Riskier. Way riskier because the stops, but yeah, there you go. We got shafted. But now we have had that indecision, so what we can do is actually take the trade again. Exact same setup. So 11 again. This is just looking risky, man. Right, there you go. You do get the move. That's kind of crazy because it was that engulfing candle, 11 a.m. So what we need to do is journal that because we took 2 there. So we're on the 7th of May. In fact, now we're not even in April. May. Whoa. May. May in that color just because I think we have it. So let's go April. We need to go April, May, June, July, August, September, October. Right. So we're now in May. We're on May, 7th? I think it said 7th. We took 2 trades there. Let's not forget that. So we took 2 trades on the 7th. We took one at 10 a.m. and one at 11. We're on Wednesday again. We seem to take a lot of trades on Wednesdays. 7 a.m. 10 a.m. Not 7. It was New York. Shorts. Don't know. Oh no, we do know that one was, but we can copy that quickly before we do that. Boom. That one was a loss, unfortunately, -1. This one, however, on the re-entry, we hit 1R, we hit 2R. So we can take 50% off. So we can take that 50% off. Yes, 1R. No, we didn't get hit on that one. Yes. 50% off. Yes. What is that overall target? Is fucking massive. 9.96 off. 9.96. Oh, fuck off, Alex. This has got to go below. Not do too much more because I'm starting to get tired. So we don't know if that won yet or not. Well, we know we have one at minimum 2R. Let's print out price. Wow. Into the new day. We can just look for continuation. Jesus Christ. That's a big move. Wow. Weird charts, man. Again, no point there. The external's so close. Yeah, and external range did get tagged completely, which is fucking wild. So from that one trade there, that was from this entry was a got swept and done. We did close below, but then we got the engulfing. So we closed below. It didn't work out. The engulfing candle on that one did. And then we absolutely rallied and didn't really look back. Yeah, cool. We had this massive move overnight. But our break-even stops were way, way above that. It actually respected the 1 hour fair value gap also and crumbled. And obviously you see this 1 hour fair value gap in London opened up. You could have shorted there, but not with this strategy. So 9.96R completed. Was an engulfing again. Wow, man, that is ridiculous. So right now you'd be up 12.62R if you held it all. If you didn't, you're only up 2. That's mad. That is fucking crazy. No, that's -1, sorry. You'd be up. Need to remember to put the minuses in. 10.62 if you just held out though. That is crazy. That's actually ridiculous. Need to do the maths on all that one at some point. That's done because that daily internal's done. Let's do one more if we've got enough time. Yeah, we've got one time for one more. Let's do one more internal to external. Hopefully it comes quicker then. Okay, there we go. There's a new one just created. Okay, that's yeah, so we're going to do one more here. Let's go down to the 1 hour now. We don't need it that far. We can literally just put it there. Boom. Daily fair value gap. What day are we on? Oh, would you believe it? We're printing on a Monday. We're going into a Tuesday, looking for the low of the week. Be ideal. Asia, London. We tag in? Not yet. Always going to get it there. New York. We should see a tag. Yep. New York tags in. We're at the back end of New York now, so there's actually no trade on this day for us. Let's just make sure we respect that. Yeah, we're going to respect it. That's fine. So now we can just watch what happens overnight. Obviously, you'd be coming into the next day anyways. There's your London. So we have swept some sort of liquidity and we're inside that. Need some sort of, yeah, that would be me. Now, looking at this, we could have taken it off of this because we've closed above. We're inside there. You could have taken it from there. What I'm not going to do is do that here because I just want to show realness, but I do obviously see that. That would be valid. Considering that's the actual candle that sweeps liquidity, closes back above, and that candle does close above the sweep, which is something that we haven't really been looking at, but we know is there. And one of the tips was make sure it closes above the level it sweeps. So, and it has done that. So let's take this trade. 4 a.m. Again, that was the 3 a.m. Look at the push. Really nice. We got external range up over here. Haven't even marked it up, but we know where it is. And yeah, let's see what happens. Price goes in, we're tagged, and we take a -1. -1 on Wednesday, 28th of May at 4 a.m. Wednesday, 28th of May, 4 a.m. New York, no, London. Long loss, -1. Did one I get hit? No, not even close. -1. Again, like I said, there's not much details to actually put when you lose because you kind of already know. We did have a close above and yeah, close above. I'm going to go with that. Close in range. If we would have taken this setup here, what would we have got? Would we have got a 1 to 2? Most likely. Yeah, so we could have got a 1 to 2 if we'd have taken that. Again, yeah, just would have been 1R anyways, because would have took it off at 1 to 2. Target would have been high anyway, so it didn't happen. It is what it is. As long as the daily level is still being respected here, we should be good. So obviously we've closed above after sweeping. Potentially, again, we could have taken this setup here. And let's pretend we have taken this up, because you would, based on how I've been trading. One more, and we're at the daily close as well. Right, so now we need to see if as the daily actually closed in the range. It has. I would call that. I wouldn't let that run overnight. I'd rather not. So let's pretend that we would have closed that. Probably a couple hours. Wouldn't even bother journaling it. Let's see what happens. Asia, and that's why. So now going into London, we want to see a liquidity sweep. The opposing direction, that ain't it. New York, that's taken to an internal range. There's just been no opposing liquidity sweep at the moment. And we're now on to that as well. So now we're into the last day of the week. No, we're not, we're on Thursday. So now we want to go into London again. We're still looking for that Asia level or some sort of opposing liquidity sweep. Boom, both sides, both candle, that engulfing candle that we've been looking to use. Let's see how this one plays. Straight from there, boom, stops below the engulfing candle, targets the highs, 2R, 50% off, usual stuff. Shame, we would have got minus 1R, but we'll go again. And minus 2R, I believe. Yep. So that's all right. So we need to make sure we journal that. That's minus 2. 2 of the same trade, in fact. Choppy. Last day. Right, let's journal them to a 3 and 4. No, 2 and 3. We got shafted. So what was that? 2 and 4. So the Friday the 30th of May. Friday 30th May. London long loss minus 1R. So now that's 3 losses in a row. So we had 2 and 3 AM. We tried to go again, which you would. We wouldn't take more than 2% loss in a row. Wow, so our biggest losing streak is now 3. Max loss streak. What's our biggest win streak? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. We haven't updated that as well. All right, so we got that there. And now we're in the last day. What I need to quickly do, because I haven't actually done it for a minute, is go and look at that daily, just because. Okay, so we are respecting the level. It's still there to trade, as long as we've got that 1 hour shift, which we've had. We have had it. It's here. Look, like the trade's there, but obviously this has been crap PA, so it's fine. So the trade's still valid. We just need to see a liquidity sweep in the opposite direction before we take a trade now, which we didn't get, which is a shame. London absolutely rockets up higher. New York, boom, we do get that. Fuck's sakes, we do get that sweep in there. Price closes up above, so we come here for our entry. Target there. Stops below that level there, so that's 5R. Ripped out. Such a bad trade. Again, this is a really bad day. Yeah, so Monday, yeah, that's annoying that. Okay, so we have to just take that one on the chin again. New York, Monday the 2nd of June, 2025, 8 a.m. June 2nd, Monday, 8 a.m. London, long loss. -1. It's not good, not good. It's a nice losing streak we're on. But we take it and we continue because there's not really too much you can do. We've now swept again and closed back in. There's nothing there to say why, but we'll wait and see. Yep, now I'll look for an entry. Don't even know if we're going to get it at this point because of where the external is. So we're at 1R. Can we pull a tighter? No, we can't. So there's no trade for me. Yeah, we can't take it. I reckon that should win as well. No, it lost. So you see, this is just preventing myself another loss. And now we're out of the trading day as well. So Asia, London, boom, we sweep there. So what I would have done is taken the entry off that candle there that accidentally printed out. Stopped below there. Target the highs. And obviously this is about 2R and it's got shitloads of liquidity above it. So another loss. Wow. Tuesday the 3rd of 2025. Fucking hell, man. Raw, man. That looked really clean. 2 a.m. That is ridiculous. That is a big losing streak as well. All right. Still, on to the next then, I'm guessing. New York. What does New York do? See, I'd be tempted to take that because it's inside 1 hour FVG. Closed above. It's good times. I'm going to take it, but don't seem to be playing ball, this chart. Don't like GU, really. Never seems to do what you want it to do. We hit 2R at any point here. No. So we'd have still been in the trade. Wow, man. Right, there we go. Trade starts to run. 2R, 50% off. Let the rest run. Finally, a winning trade. Break that cycle there. Will the external range actually get taken? Yes, it does. Right, so we need to journal that because that was quite a lot. That big losing streak, man. So we ended up taking like 5 losses in a row, and then we got one Tuesday the 3rd at 10 a.m. So we took so same day we took 1 loss there. You'd have to have balls of steel to keep going at this point because that was quite a few losses in a row. Yes, and what was the total return? 3.74. Did get complete. How many days did it take to complete from trade entry? Monday, 23 hours. Again, just from looking at this now, I've got another little thing that I can note down. 2R, how long did it take to get hit? One day. 24 hours. Okay, and that's it. That's going to be it for this one because I don't really want to do any more at this point in the day. It's getting late. I've been journaling for a good few hours now. Close above was why I looked at the entry. So let's put that close above at 8 a.m. Not any golfing. Go with close above. So far, you would be up. Right, let's get all these ones in because there was fucking loads of minuses in a row. How many was that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in a row. So right now, you'd be up 9.36%, or if you're just hitting 2 Rs, you'd be down 1. So we do need to start thinking about letting trades run because it's a massive difference. That's a massive difference between being profitable and not. Got to be honest. It's actually ridiculous. Like, if we go up and get all the data, we'd be up 11% on them. We'd be up 30% on that. That is fucking crazy. So yeah, we need to start looking at that.